Yeah, hi everyone. So just last session we have completed the Unity tool, Universe Designer tool. Like we started the how to create the IDT tool, how to create the universe using the IDT tool. We just showed you the steps. So we'll see today how to create the IDT tool, how to create the universe using the IDT tool. We can see now. So information design tool is a client-based tool. So using this tool, we are going to create the universe. Okay. So trying to open the information design tool, you can see the local projects and the repository projects. So what exactly the local project is like? So which you are going to create the universe that it is storing into your local system. That is a local project. Okay. So then. Okay, so now guys you can see the local projects and repository projects. So repository projects resource is nothing but so that it is going to display all the repository universes and connections, right? So now guys I am creating the connection to new connection. Go to file. So first we need to create the project, right? So what are the steps? Project, connections, then data foundation layer, the business layer. So click on file, go to the project, new project, select the new project here. So the project name I am giving, let's give the IDT. Click on finish. So in the IDT folder, so I am creating the new connection here. Select the relational connection. So what I am doing, I am trying to connect to the Microsoft Access database. So let's see, just connect to the eFashion universe. So I'm connecting to the eFashion universe. So let's see, eFashion connection name I'm giving eFashion connection. Click on next. So I'm just selecting the Microsoft Access database 2010 ODBC drivers. Click on next. So guys, see if it is like Oracle database, you need to select the Oracle database here, right? So because we don't have the Oracle database here, we have only the Microsoft Access DB. So I'm selecting the Microsoft Access drivers. So then you can use the ODBC connection here. You can just select the ODBC connection, click on next, finish it. The server is responding fine. So IDT I have created. Now guys you can see the local connection which is showing us is the .cnx, right? The connection name which is showing it is the .cnx file, right? So then after that what we need to do, we need to create the data foundation layer. So go to the new and select the data foundation layer here. So in the data foundation layer, so I'm giving the same eFashion underscore df data foundation layer. So click on next. So here you can see single source enabled and multi-source enabled. What is single source enabled and multi-source enabled? See, suppose you are defining the data foundation layer by connecting to the multiple connections. So if you created the multiple connection in the project, so you can connect to the multi-source enabled. So that means you can insert the tables from the multiple databases. Fine. So but I am not doing here. Just I am selecting the only the single source enabled. Click on next and select the eFashion connection. This is the connection. So I'm going to create the data foundation layer. The data foundation layer means, so there we are going to insert the tables. So from which database? So from which database? From which connection we need to insert the tables? So that connection name you need to select here. Okay. Suppose in a project you can see the multiple connections. So in a single project you can create multiple connections. But so like you are creating one data foundation layer. So which database you want to insert the tables? So that connection name, that connection you need to select. Click on finish. Now guys, you can see the if fashion tables. So if fashion tables you can see here. What are the fashion tables here? Aggregate tables, the product fact table, so shop fact table, and I'm taking the product article ID, outlet lookup table, calendar year lookup table. That's it. Article lookup table. Okay. So I have inserted the tables here. You guys, you can see whatever the tables I have inserted. You can see all the tables here. Okay. Now we need to join the each table now. How to join the tables? How to join the tables? So guys, if you see here, you can see the table column. Suppose just I'm selecting the shop fact table. So if you click here, you can see the table structure of the data type. Okay. Is it a decimal or is it like a numeric or is it integer? So all these things you can see here. Fine. Okay. Now these are the table structure you can see, and now description. What is the description? Okay. Okay. So now I need to join the tables. How to join the tables? So we need to join the tables by click here and insert a joins. Select insert a joins. So once you insert the joins, you can find two tables, table 1 and table 2. Similarly, in 3.1, how we join the tables? So same window open, right? So the table, second table, you need to select here the outlet lookup table. So in the outlet lookup table, shop fact table, what is the common column? The shop name, shop ID is a common column in the both the tables, right? So in both the tables, shop ID is a common column. Select the detect the cardinality. So we need to select the cardinality also, right? So what is the relation between the two tables? Is it a one-to-many relationship or many-to-one? Right? Each row in shop fact matches a one and only one row outlet lookup table, and each row outlet lookup matches one or more shop facts, right? So each shop, see, in each shop there are multiple quantities sold, multiple amounts sold, right? So each article table, so sorry, each outlet lookup is having the many relationship, many relationship, one-to-many relationship, correct? So it is having the one-to-many. Yes, say it. Go ahead. Click on OK. Yeah, you can unmute your side also. Okay, let me unmute. Yeah, tell me. You already unmute, and you can your side also you have unmute. So please, sorry, unmute yourself. Still you
Madhu,
are unmute.
I have one question, Madhu. Since this universe is quite simple, and that's how you have been identifying how to identify the cardinality. Suppose in the real-time environment, if I don't know the business, and uh, it's very hard to identify. Sometimes, most of the times, in financial domain, it's very hard to identify the cardinalities between the tables. So in that way, in that scenario, how would you suggest us to?
Yeah. Yeah,
Take it.
there is like a dimensional modulus. They will create the dimensional schema. So by looking that, you can identify that. So there is always like if it is a database there. So there is a data modeling is there. So ER modeling, by looking the ER modeling, you can identify how the relation between the two tables. Or else like by looking the data also, so you need to go to the database and check, write a queries, and you can see manually what is the relation between the tables. That way also you can check it.
I mean, can you give me brief understanding of what exactly do we need to look at the data? And suppose if I write a query in SQL Developer or Toad, then what exactly I need to look at the tables? I mean, for join.
Mhm. Yeah,
Or shall we?
let's example take the employee table and the department table, right?
Yeah.
So employee table and department table. Department ID is a unique ID. Okay. So in a department table, so each department has many employees, right? So each department has many employees. So then what is the relation between the department to the employees table? So department is having the many employees. So what is it? It's a one to many relationship, right? So here also, if you see outlet lookup table and shop fact table. So each shop ID is having the many transaction, right? So each shop ID is, and similarly, so each year or each week, each year there are many transactions. Each year, so there are many transactions. And if you see article lookup table to shop fact table, so each article ID is having a many transaction, right? If you compare to the article lookup table and shop fact table, so each shop ID is having, sorry, each article ID is having a many transactions in different dates and different shop IDs. So that is a way we can find this cardinality. Okay. Or else like you can directly set up the cardinality by selecting the detect cardinality. That way also you can identify this. So what is the purpose of the cardinality first? Why we need to select the cardinality? Basically, without, if you don't set up the cardinality, what will happen? Why this required?
Not sure.
That we discussed, right? If you don't set up the cardinality, we cannot identify the chasm trap and fan traps problems. So when we will find the fan trap, chasm trap problem, if you set up the cardinality, right? So cardinality useful to identify the trap problem, correct? So
Okay.
how
Yeah.
we are identify the problems, like, so the, if it is a chasm trap, so there is a many to one join converge on a single lookup table, right? So when you know that there is a many to one relationship, so that you can find out. So when you set up the cardinality, that is one thing. And also, if you set up the cardinality, then only the detect loop works properly. Yes, it will work even if you don't set up the cardinality, but it will not work properly. So how many loops are there and how to resolve that loop, right? That is the purpose we use this. We need to set up the cardinality. Even if you don't set up the cardinality, if really there is no issue with the chasm trap, fan trap, yes, you will get the proper results. It will not give any wrong results. Fine. Is
Okay.
that clear?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and now calendar year lookup table and shop fact table. There are two tables. So what is the common column here between? You directly can join it. So select this. So select this and join with the week ID to week ID. So now just set up this cardinality. And similarly, yes, correct, Aravind. So yes, so every database is having the schema with a structure. So there is a modeling is there. So by looking the modeling, we can identify the how the relation between the two different tables. Okay. So now just I am taking the article ID to joining with the article ID to or the article ID. Then set up the cardinality and detect the cardinality. Click on OK. Right. So this is a way. So we can join the tables. Then after joining the tables, what will be the next? So the data foundation layer, we are not going to create the class and object. So in the data foundation layer, we are going to insert the tables and join the tables. And then what is next? Then, so is there any loops are there? No loops are detected, right? Okay. If required, if the loops occur, if required, we can insert the tables. We can insert the alias tables. Insert alias table and create the insert alias table and join the tables, and you can dissolve the loops. Or you can insert a context. Insert a context here. Okay. So now I have joined the tables. I have no loops in this universe, in this data foundation layer. Then, so what is the next? Click on save it here. So you need to save the data foundation layer. Click on data, save the data foundation layer, and then so we need to create the business layer. So I'm selecting the relational data foundation layer, business layer. So resource name. So I'm giving five underscore e fashion. This is about the business layer, right? Click on next. Now whenever I'm selecting the next, so it is asking the data foundation layer, right? So select the data foundation layer of say fashion. So select here. You can suppose in this project if there are multiple data foundation layers also there, then you need to select so the respected data foundation layer. Click on OK. Then automatically create folders and objects. This you need to uncheck. So if it is a relational database, always you need to create the classes and object manually, not automatically. But if you are connecting to the info cubes or multi-providers, so that time you need to select the automatically create the classes and object. If it is a SAP BI source system, that too it is if it is a multiple data, say DSOs or multi-providers or info cubes. In that case, you need to select automatically create the classes and object. Okay, fine. Finish here. It's done. The business layer. So guys, you can see. So in the business layer, so there we are going to create the classes and object. So the business layer contains the data foundation layer. See, when I open the business layer, this is a business layer. In the business layer, you can see also the data foundation, the table structure you can see. Now, so I am going to create the classes and object here. Just select the folder. So here you don't have the class concept, it is a folder concept. Okay. Then right click and click on a new dimension object. So the dimension object I'm selecting the year object. Here, SQL assistant. The outlet lookup table here you can select it. Click on OK. Okay. So just parse it. Is it parsing or not? Validate. It's validating. Click on OK. And similarly, I'm creating the shop name here. Shop name. So the shop name is available in outlet lookup table. Shop name. Click on OK. And similarly, so else like what you can do it, you can take the directly from the table itself. Just drag and drop. So earlier we have the option, right? The drag and drop option. Yes. Here also we can drag and drop from the table itself. So it will create objects. Similarly, you can take the family name, category. Okay. So then what we need to do? We need to insert a measure object. Now guys, you can see measures. Okay. So measure sales revenue I'm creating. Sales revenue, SQL assistant, sum of the amount sold is the sales revenue, right? Validate this. Validate it properly, then click on OK. then create the quantity sold, click on new and measure object. Some of the quantity sold, select the quantity sold, validate this and click on OK. OK, fine. Sales revenue and quantity sold I have selected here. Perfect. So done. So we have created the business link with different objects, right? So then what we need to do? Save this. So are we going to export this part or this part or this part, or each individual 3 parts I need to export it? So let's try. See, basically the business layer contains the data foundation layer. So I can export this business layer to the business object repository. So publish into repository. What it is saying here, you cannot publish the invoice because it references an unsecured connection, right? You cannot publish the invoice. It is unsecured connection because, so this is the local connection I have created. So how we can convert this connection to the secured? How we can change this connection to the secured connection? Simple. Right click here. Sorry. First you need to select the. First you need to insert the repository resource, or you need to connect the repository. How to connect here? So insert a session. So then localhost username I am giving tech user 18. Click on OK. Now just select the if hash and connection and drop into it here. See guys, just what I am doing here, and the if hash and connection I am taking here and I am dropping into here. The connection was published successfully. Do you want to create a connection shortcut in the same local folder to reference this new secured connection? So you want to create the new connection. You want to create the shortcut connection in the local project. Yes. So when you select S, right, now the connection, the secure connection you can see here. So guys, you can see there is a local connection and a secure connection. The secure connection is extension with the .cns file, right? The local connection CNS and the CNX, correct? Is that correct? Perfect. So now what I am doing, so I can change the connection but default data foundation layer is connected to the local connection, right? How I can tell the data foundation layer is connected to the local connection? So if you see the connection, so it is connected to the local CNX. So open the data foundation layer, select the connection. See, by default you can see the data foundation. So select the connections. So how to change the connection? Here you can see, change the connection. Right? Click on change the connection, and guys, you can select this, the secure connection. Now you can see the two connections here. One is a local and another is a secure connection. Secured is which is available in the repository, right? So when you are creating the report, so it utilizes the secure connection which is in the available in the repository. Okay? Through this connection, we retrieve the data from the database. Correct? So select the fashion connection and click on OK. Perfect. Now the data foundation layer is changed to the secured connection. Then save this. So if you are doing any changes, right, you need to save it, right? So whenever you are trying to open this, right, you can see all the new tabs are opening. Just close this, close this, close it, close it. It's not required also, but sometimes we will confuse if you open with many tabs. Okay. Now what we want to do, data foundation layer. So now you can see the data foundation layer. So I change the connection. So now I can able to export this universe into the repository. Okay, before publishing, before publishing this universe into the repository, so you need to check the integrity. You need to check the integrity. So what it will do, the check integrity? Check integrity will do if there are any errors are there, it will display. So let's take let's take the table structure and just to check integrity. So there is a primary key, foreign key relationship is missing. It's okay. And check the joins. So that is okay. And the business layer, nothing but a class and object. Okay. And the parameters. Okay. Click on next. So then publish here. Finish. So it will publish into the, you can publish into the main folder or you can publish into the subfolder also. Okay. So inverse is published into the repository then. So I can able to create the reports on top of the fashion universe, right? So let's do it with a very rich client. So guys, so in the servers, so the .unix file is not working with the web intelligence reports. So this is not a problem with the BO, is a problem with our local our server. Okay, that is not rectified, but so in real time it will work. Okay, so web rich client. Even if you install BO4.0 software in your local system, in that system also you can able to create the web reports by connecting to the Unix file. Okay, is that completed? Let me try. So select the fashion universes, sorry, and I'm connecting to the repository. Python log on here. So our universe is just to start with a 5. Okay, still it is not exported. I don't know what is the problem in this. Let me cancel and export again. Okay, so basically, so it will export. I don't know. There is some issue. There is some problem, I guess. So it will generally it will export. Okay, let me try to other. Okay. So anyway, so once we done the universe designing, then so we need to export this universe to the repository. Then so once you export this universe to the repository, then you can see all the universe list here. So you need to select. See, there is the one example, like I already exported the other universes which I have created earlier. So let's see. Let's do that eFashion universe. See, this is one of the eFashion.unix file. Okay, or else let's check another universes which is extension with .unix file. So there are many universes which is a dot extension with a .unix file, right? Let's select this eFashion.unix file. Click on next. It is generally like how you create the report by connecting to the universe, right? It is a common universe. Yeah, there is some server issue of this. Let's connect to the other server. Maybe we already created the one of the in this server also we have created the universe. This business object platform and the client tools. So you can see that in the client tools you can see the information design tool. Okay. So guys, you can see this is a eFashion BL dot eFashion data business layer. So I have created here. Similarly, so if you go here, if you double click on this business layer, and if you double click on the data foundation layer, you can see the tables, outer lookup table here and article lookup table. So and how we can export this data foundation layer? So we need to insert the repositories, resources, localhost and administrator. Click on OK. Okay. Now I have connected to the repository. Then so you need to export this business layer. Export publish into the repository. Okay, click on next and publish into the report conversion tool. Click on finish. So universe published successfully. Okay. Then so we need to create the reports. So select the Webby Rich client reports. So open and select the client tool and select the Webby Rich client reports. Now select the universe, click on more universes, log on here. Now you can see the universe name here. So which I just exported the universe, right? Fine. So this is a one like I exported just now, the report conversion tool. select this. So now we can just drag these objects and year and the sales revenue and the quantities will run this page. Now you can see the database. So if you see this, so the data which is displaying in the columns is a vertical table, right? So expand this cell. Okay, perfect. So this is a way, so we can create the universe by using the IDT tool. Okay. So how we can create the multi-source enable and how we can create the universe by connecting to the multiple source databases. So that we can discuss in the tomorrow session. Now today, so what I'm doing, so I'm saving this report in Excel format. How we can create the webby rich client reports by connecting to the Excel sheet. Okay. So what I'm doing, I don't have any data in Excel. So I'm saving this report in Excel sheet. So save as, so desktop. So select the desktop and saving into the Excel format. Okay, this is a sales report. Click on save. Okay, fine. So now close this. Okay. So the sales report is available here. Then open this sales report. Just modify this. So we have a data in Excel sheet is corrected. Okay. So just you can remove this header part. Remove this. Okay. Now okay, fine. Now we have the different cells here. Fine. So and also you can do the calculations. So sales revenue divided by the quantity, that means it is going to display the cost per unit. So how we can calculate it? So so F1 F2 divided by G2. Not displaying that. Is it calculation is not working? Stream, it's not working now. Okay, anyway, it's not required to calculate it. This week we'll discuss this functions, Excel functions when we are discussing about dashboard report. Okay, so save this report, save this Excel sheet data. So now, so what I want to do, I want to see this Excel sheet data through the BA Launchpad. So that cannot be possible now. So what I can do, so I can create a web rich client report by connecting to the Excel sheet data. How we can develop the web rich client report by connecting to the Excel sheet. So that I am showing now. Okay. So go to the start web rich client. Okay. Now you can see the Excel sheet. Click on more Excel. Now select the source path here. Select the source path. So the desktop, my Excel sheet is available in the desktop. Select the source path. Something happened. Okay, let's try to do it in this from local another server. Yeah, there is not a way. So we have a one sales report here. Just select the sales report. Click on open. So guys, you can see now. The first row contains the column names. So first we'll see the sales report. So how the sales report will be, the sales report which I am connecting this one, right? What I want to connect here, so from the B4, so B4 to, so whatever the rows are there, F B4 to, so now I want to select B4 to some F16, B4 to F16, that I want to display in our report. So or else like you can select all the data, all the rows, you can select it B4 to F100, then 100 rows of data it will display here. So the ranges you need to select here. Select ranges. So then I'm selecting B4 to F. Let's take F100. Click on next. Now the report Excel sheet data will display here. Guys, you can see year, state, product line, sales, revenue, quantity sold. Run this query. Now you can see the Excel report into our web client reports. Okay, fine. So this is how to edit this. Suppose now I selected only the 100 rows. So if you want to select the other 100 rows also, then go to edit query and the edit settings, and this time you can give the F100 to 300. That means you will get the 300 rows of data. Run this query now. Okay, done. Now you can see this. So that means any Excel sheet data, so any Excel sheet data you can create a web reports that you can access it through the business object repository. How we can access through the info BA launchpad? So then save this report, save this report into localhost and saving this report into the public folders, data services, sales report, save it. So that you can able to open to the BA launchpad if you save this into the local. Okay. Yeah, there is a problem with the server input down. That's what I'm not able to create the universe. I'm not able to export the universe into the repository. There is an input server is down. So that the admin team has to restart the servers. Okay, we don't have the administrator rights in this so I cannot able to do it now. Okay, so you understand the concept, right? So once you create the report by connecting to the Excel sheet, that you need to export to this report into the repository. That way, so we can able to see the Excel sheet data in our WebEdge client reports. Okay, WebEdge report can't connect to the Excel sheet. Only the WebEdge client. So the WebEdge client tool only we can generate the reports by connecting to the Excel sheet or like any text files data, right? So guys, you can understand right what I am showing here. Okay, so today I will give a small task. You can try the task. Okay, so what is exactly the task is, like you can in interviews also you can tell this type of task. Okay, so with which database, which universe you need to try, so that you can try with. Let me check. Is there any universe is there? Island resort marketing is one of the universe we have here. Or it's like guys, so you can try with the info view connectivity. So everybody is having this connection, this info view access. Yes. Okay. So you can connect to the info view. You can log on. There is a what is the universe name? Just will see. So basically my requirement is, so I want to create the resort and the country, and I want to display the YTD sales revenue and the previous year YTD, previous year to date sales revenue and the variance. And similarly I want to display the month to date sales and previous year. I'm talking about previous year month to date, not PMT, previous month to date. Okay, and similarly variance. Okay, so this report I want to generate. This type of report I want to generate it. So guys, you can try to generate this report and save it into the folder, one of the folder. So see guys, for that guys, you need to use the island resort marketing universe. So this is a universe you have to use. Okay. So basically, suppose I'm selecting the 2004 December 26th. So if I select, so you need to create the prompt on the date. There is a date function, date object is there. So you need to apply the prompt on the date in island. There is a date is there. So based on that, so if I select the December 25th of 2004, then YTD calculation should be display from Jan 1st 2005 to December 25th of 2005 sales revenue it should calculate. Okay, then previous YTD, yeah, I'm just explaining, right? This is not a big requirement, so this is a small requirement I'm showing here. So then previous year YTD, previous year to date, you can note it down if you want it. So then see the data which display the 2004 Jan 1st to 2000 December 2025th of December 2004 the data should calculate. But it is a sales revenue information it should calculate from whatever I selected date. So till that date it should display. So if it is, suppose I am selecting the 2012 of March of 25th, then YTD should be calculated from Jan 1st to March 25th of 2012. Only that year, first month to till that month of the date it needs to select. Okay, so that is what exactly the requirement. Okay. Similarly, month to date. Month to date in the sense, suppose I am selecting Jan 15th of 2013. Then, so the data should calculate from Jan 1st to Jan 15th of 2013. That is what MTD calculations. So guys, that you can try it out. So maybe we can discuss someday about that MTD calculations. Okay. Fine. Thanks, guys. So we'll meet tomorrow. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
The organizer has ended the session.